In some situations, interest is accumulated on a monthly basis. When R is an annual interest rate and the formula I equals P times R times T, time T is in years. To find out how much interest you have after 3 months, you need to convert months to years. After 8 months, does Mia still have the higher balance? Explain.
In order to solve this problem, we need to use our simple interest formula, which is interest equals principal times the rate, the percentage rate, times the time, and time is in years. Our interest is unknown, so we'll use a variable. Our principal is $2,950. Our rate is 4%, and remember to always use the decimal form of your percentage, and that is 400ths. Our time, this is where it's a little different. Our time is 8 months. Now remember, the time in our formula represents the years. So we have to convert 8 months to years. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And to convert 8 months to years, we are going to divide by 12. I'm going to go ahead and simplify. 8 and 12 are both divisible by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So instead of using 8 for time, we are going to use 2/3. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2,950 times 400ths is 118. Now I have to multiply that by 2/3. I'm going to put this 118 over 1. Now I'm going to multiply straight across. 118 times 2 is 236, and then 1 times 3 is 3. So now I need to go ahead and simplify 236 divided by 3. And when I do that, I get 78 6/10 repeating. But remember what this 78 6/10 repeating represents. It represents money. So we can't leave the final answer as that. We need to make sure we round to the hundredths place. We know it's going to be 78, a 6 here, and then we have to figure out what's going to be in the hundredths place. Now if we continue to write this, we know the 6's will continue. So when you're rounding to the hundredths place, you have to look at the thousands place to figure out if this 6 here will stay the same or increase. So in the thousands place, if it's 5 or more, you raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So this 6 here is 5 or more. So I'm going to raise this score 1 more. And that will round to a 7. So it's $78.67 for the interest at the end of the 8 months. Now that's not our final answer. We have to figure out what the balance is. So to figure out the balance, remember balance equals the principal plus the interest. So our balance was the 2,950 plus the interest of $78.67. Now when we add 2,950 and the $78.60, we get $3,028.67. So that is the balance for Alex at the end of the 8 months. We need to do the same thing for Mia. We're going to use our simple interest formula. The interest is unknown. Our principal for Mia is $3,000. Our rate is the 2 5/10%, but remember to change that to a decimal. So our decimal form of 2.5% is 25 thousandths. Now our time, again, we can use the 2/3 because we're tracking 8 months. And remember to always convert your months to years because the T represents the time in years. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 3,000 times the 2.5% is 75. And then we have to go ahead and multiply that by 2/3. 75 times 2 is 150. Now I need to go ahead and divide that by 3. And when I divide that by 3, I end up with 50. So 50 represents the interest at the end of the 8 months for Mia. Now to figure out her balance, we're going to use our balance formula, which is balance equals the principal plus the interest. Her principal was $3,000 and the interest was $50. So that means her balance at the end of the 8 months was $3,050. So to answer this question, does Mia still have the highest balance? Well, we look at it. Yes, she does have the highest balance because $3,050 is more than $3,028.67.